Hi and welcome to 365 Mag. My name's Alex Thompson and we're introducing Jewelkid today. Jewelkid, would you like to tell us a bit about yourself?
Well, I'm 26 years old. I'm from Malta. Lately been traveling all over the globe with my music. I do have my own record label, Alleanza, and yeah, I'm a record producer.
Wow. We'll start a bit from the past. From my understanding, you got into the scene before you were even legal to, even get into the clubs, but you were DJing in them. How did that come about?
Yeah, I was like 14 years old, and the club owners used to make like a special parental guidance permit, so I could go in the club, and I was like this main attraction because I'm young. Yeah, it was crazy, but it was good. It was good, yeah.
Sounds like it. And you started off playing on vinyl and just moved up through.
Vinyl, CDJs. Now I'm on SDs. This is the first week that I'll be playing on SDs at AD. I did make like 9 hours always practicing on vinyl. It was difficult back then to start playing. You can just, now it's different. So, but it's all good.
Yeah, definitely. And so what was your first big break? What was your first gig outside of Malta and how did you come across it?
Well, a couple of years ago, maybe even more, maybe 3-4 years ago, I started making some records with some big labels at the time, which were like huge. It was like my main target. I used to say that if I release one track with that record label, for me I will be done. And I continued to release an album with them, and now I moved on. And I started to get recognition and started to get invited to other places. And crazily enough, my first international gig was in Space Ibiza, so you know how I felt.
Yeah.
Scared. But it was good, yeah.
So yeah, you went from our little island of Malta to the big island of Ibiza just in one ride. Yeah.
The world was like, no.
So do you think this was due to your DJing, or was this due to the production, or what was it due to?
Well, in Malta it's difficult to get heard when you're DJing, so obviously the music will help you and will push you forward. But the main focus we try to do is that when we visit somewhere and I play, I will have to play good enough that I will be asked again to go back. But yeah, firstly I always get introduced with my music, and then if I go back, it's due to my performance, hopefully.
Well, that's great. So what big projects are you working on? As you said, you've got your label Alleanza. What are your plans with that?
Yeah, well, now we're touring with the label as well, and we're getting we have a very, very good roster. We just came from Lithuania. We had a whole summer in Ibiza. It was really, really, really good. Now we're touring in Australia. We're doing Mexico, and we're talking in Germany. We're gonna do Berlin, Cologne, Frankfurt. So yes, going very good. And release-wise, we got in 1 year it's like Pop-Off, Moro Picotto, Pig and Den. There's all huge names, and so yeah, it's all good. Yeah.
Yes, you've got all the heavy hitters on it. So in terms of productions, do you have any advice for upcoming producers, want to get to where you're at?
Well, I always tell everyone that asks me that question, the only advice I could give them is don't take anyone's advice, because you have to do your own thing. If you get advice from someone on how to do things, it's not going to be you, it's going to be him, So you have to develop your own thing. I know the learning curve is going to be much, much longer. Like me, I started from scratch, no one ever showed me anything, So eventually it would take longer, but it will be much better, because it's like your own thing, and your own. It's everything. It's not copying other people's ideas. So yeah, don't think it any advice from me or anyone else. Maybe on some technical stuff, on which monitors to buy, and not even sequencers, because everyone's saying, yeah, that's the good one, that's the good one. Well, I'm still working on PC, and I'm not even tending to change it. I've got a couple of friends who are really big as well, and they're using Acid and Fruity Loops, and they're like, honestly, we can't even say what we're using, because they're like, what? So yeah, just do your own thing.
So yeah, from my understanding, you've also got a really great radio show in Ibiza. Can you tell us about that? How did you get into that, and what's it all about?
Yeah, well, I'm doing my own Alleanza show every Friday. It's been going really good. We're almost closed into our first year now, and we've had all the big names on the radio show, like everyone. It's difficult now to find every week to find someone that good, you know, and that's got the big followers to pull in the listeners for the radio. And every week the plays are increasing, like we're getting 4, 5, 6,000 plays and downloads every week. And you know, Ibiza Global Radio, it's got like 250,000 listeners. So yeah, like we couldn't have chosen and been asked to do a radio show on a bigger station. So I'm really glad about that one.
That sounds fantastic. Congratulations for that. What are your plans here while you're in Amsterdam for ADE?
Well, we had some quite interesting meetings with promoters and the people who are going to release with Alianza, and people who will be releasing my music. Big labels, now they're there. Promoters, we've met a lot of promoters who are interested in doing other Alianza nights and booking me personally. Saturday we're doing the Tronic and the Schmeck Pony party alongside the Warung as well. It's going to be a big one. For what I hear, it's almost already sold out. It's gonna be me, Christian Smith, Mauro Picotto, Bart Skills, Dorsam Weber, you know, all the big players here as well. So yeah, that should be fun.
Yeah, you've been, I heard you did a remix for Bart Skills, and also your track, The Comeback, was featured on Space's video. How did that come about?
Yeah, that was crazy. Like, The Comeback was like a very special track for me, because it's called The Comeback because it was the first track I did after I had like a studio meltdown. I had problems in my hard drives, and I lost the whole EP, which I was doing for this really big label whom I always wanted to do it for, and I lost them, and I was like, screw it, man. And then I made this track, The Comeback, and it went really well. It's like still top 20 and after like 6 weeks. Space chose it as their Enter and Cadenza team. You know, the video on YouTube, it's like really nice. So yeah, everyone's playing it. Even here at AD right now, everyone's like, it's like gonna be maybe the track of this year. We'll see.
I hope so. And who would you say is your like greatest musical inspiration? What inspires you to make the tracks you're making today?
Honestly, I always say I'm not really inspired by music when I'm in the studio. I don't like to listen to music when I'm in the studio. I don't want to work under the influence of other sounds, you know. But back in the day, or when I have free time, I do listen to, you know, Michael Jackson and that stuff. It's always the really honest music. And yeah, there's loads and like Boney M and Daba and all this stuff. But it's more like for my own soul, you know, to hear it, so I enjoy it. But it doesn't help me to produce music. It's more the things that happen for me in life that really make me go down and reflect on the projects I'm working on. So yeah, it's more the people and life and everything. That's my biggest inspiration.
So your music is just inspired by life. That's fantastic.